Hi, my friends. This is William with the 1906 Diary Series, and we're up to the 2nd of June, which was a Friday. So a little too much to do with fishing for my taste, but I'm glad Dimitri was enjoying that so much. Okay, here we go. I got up at 7:30. We had coffee at 8 o'clock, then went for a ride. After that, I wove for about an hour and then harnessed the goats. They didn't do at all well. Then I worked with the lathe until lunch. Lunch was at 1 o'clock, and at 2:30 I went to Usovo in a charabanc with GM, MV, and Borya to watch how they catch fish with a seine. We caught a few today. It was very interesting. I returned at 5:30, had tea, then worked on the carpet until dinner. After dinner, we went for a ride to Luzhskaya. Tyotia didn't come with us today. She went to the lazaret, so I can't say goodbye to her. I'll probably be in trouble tomorrow. Maria wasn't too stuck up today, 9:30, so it wasn't a great day, but, it was an active one, and he really enjoyed this outing to Usovo to watch the fishing with a seine. Sometimes it's hard to read these because he'll put something in parentheses. So in this instance, so if you see it on a page, it doesn't interrupt your rhythm, but if you read it, it does. So right after saying how they went to watch them catching fish with a seine, in parentheses, he puts, "We caught a few today," and then goes on to say it was very interesting, meaning watching the men and women catching fish with a seine. So apparently they went fishing too, and they only caught a few. All right, so and now, he's really kind of gotten into the weaving. He's not talking about doing that with anybody else or being forced to do that by Ella, or being joined by Maria. He seems to be going to wherever the soldiers are doing this and joining them and doing it as well. So when he refers to the carpet, then he worked on the carpet until dinner. The carpet was something that or carpets, I should say. I don't know if they were making one big one or if they were making several little ones, and I don't know if Dimitri himself started making an individual carpet, but yeah, he was enjoying that, and I think he was probably going and doing with the soldiers, although it's possible that they'd set up a loom for him in the house. Anyway, that's something that's a little bit lacking here, except for the reference to going out to Usovo with GM, MV, and Borya. He's not telling us who he's doing the various activities with, as far as playing with the goats, working on the lathe. Those seem to be solitary activities. So, he has this tendency to be, in some ways, sort of paradoxically, in some ways, an extrovert, and in other ways spending a lot of time just by himself, whether that was what he wanted to do or not. So that's something to keep an eye out for as we go along, both in this diary entry and the 1921 diary entry. So their schedule, as we already know, is to have morning coffee and then go for a ride, and also to go for a ride after dinner. And that seems to have been something that was Ella's schedule, maybe even something she was doing before Dimitri and Maria arrived, this two going out for a ride twice a day. But today she didn't join them because she had to go apparently to the lazaret, to the Ilinskaya lazaret. And so Dimitri says he didn't have time to say goodbye to her, and for that reason he's probably going to be in trouble tomorrow. So that's a little odd. I'm not sure. So after dinner, she goes to the lazarette. They go for a ride. And why does he need to say goodbye to her? She is going to be there at breakfast tomorrow. And why would it be an issue that he's actually thinking he'll probably get in trouble? I don't know. It's funny, isn't it? I mean, there's some related words in Russian. So one is prostit, which means to forgive, and one is prostitsa, which is to say goodbye. And there's no doubt, there's no issue with the legibility of the word. Dmitri is definitely saying prostitsa, goodbye. But yeah, I don't understand it, and I don't understand, why he would be in trouble for that. But maybe they had a sort of ritual before they parted every day. But since it was different from the usual schedule, you would think that that would be on her rather than on him, because she was the one that didn't participate in the ride and went off to the infirmary, the lazarette. But on the other hand, maybe he was occupied with some other thing, with his carpet or something like that, and hadn't, I don't know, hadn't said goodbye to her, good night to her. I'm talking too much about this because there's no way to know what's going on, and Maria wasn't too stuck up today. So I wonder, this concept of her being stuck up, it seems to be maybe he's not talking about in general with everybody, but he's talking about in relation to her. She's 16, and to him, she's 16, he's 14, and maybe she just doesn't want to do things with him. Maybe he's asking her to do things with him, and she is not into it because she's the 16-year-old. So again, I'm speculating about that. That is all we have for today. We'll find out tomorrow if he does in fact get in trouble for not having said goodbye to Tjotja, to Aunt Ella. All right, finally we have a short one. And yeah, come back for this, and come back for the 1921 diary entry for today, which is quite interesting, and I'll see you then. Bye.